So I want you to imagine yourself in your grave, and the angels, they approach you. They ask you the three all-important questions to see if you pass the test of life. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? Imagine you're in that state right now. Will you be able to answer those questions? You need to live by these answers so you can answer them in your grave. But a person can't live by something that he or she does not know. So you have to learn these things. For that reason, we have a Islamic studies program, and we'd like to invite you to take a look at the program by joining our Telegram group at the link below. And if you like it, inshallah ta'ala, and you think this is something that could be suitable for you and you may be able to learn your deen here, then you can register for the first year of our program. And hopefully we see you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen Nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallama tasliman kathira amma ba'd. Last week we took Ashabul Nasf. Who are Ashabul Nasf? Or what does Ashabul Nasf mean? Those who are entitled to half of the inheritance. Right? Those who are entitled to half of the inheritance, providing that the conditions are met. Who's going to be a big shot, inshallah ta'ala, and come to the front of the class and give me the conditions of all of the Ashab al-Nasf? Ahmed. Tfadal. It has to be on camera though. Yeah. طيب. So how many are أصحاب النصف?
It's five.
Five.
Yeah.
طيب. Give me the first category.
Husband.
In order.
Yeah. The husband.
You know, Ahmed, mashallah, he always starts from the bottom and then goes up. And yeah.
The husband.
Husband. Sure.
Yeah.
طيب.
The
When does he take a half?
takes a half when there's
How many conditions?
one condition.
One condition. Because he's number one, there's one condition.
No.
Yeah.
No children in the equation.
1 second, let me give you the mic.
When
What's
there's
the first condition?
the husband. So when there's no children in the equation.
طيب, when there's no children in the equation,
No.
he takes half.
No.
What's the evidence from the Quran?
The evidence is the ayah.
The ayah.
No.
What's the ayah? وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجِكُمْ إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ.
No.
You take half if the wife doesn't have any kids.
No.
Any kids from him, or just generally speaking?
Like the wife can't have any kids at all.
No, she can't have any kids that she leaves behind, whether it is from the previous husband or the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. Allahu Alam. She might have had a number of husbands throughout her life.
No.
That's the first category. He takes the half provided that one condition is met, and that is
There's no children
there are
in the
no
equation.
kids in the equation.
No.
طيب.
The second one is the daughter.
Daughter. When does she take a half?
And she has no sisters or no brothers.
طيب. When there is no ma'assib
No.
and also no طيب. No ma'assib and also no mumathil. What does that mean?
So there's no when there's another sister in the equation or another brother, the brother will take more, the sisters will take less.
So the dynamics begin to change,
No.
providing that there is not a mu'assib and also no mumathil in the equation.
No.
That's what is referred to. Mu'assib is a brother. Mumathil comes from the term mithil. What does mithil mean? Like, صح? If I say أنا مثل أحمد, I'm similar to Ahmed, or I'm like Ahmed. Meaning there is no other sister of hers, yani someone who's like her, i.e. the sister. So the second one has how many conditions?
Two.
The first has one. The second,
Two.
Third,
And third is the granddaughter from the son.
Granddaughter from the son. What do we call it in Arabic?
Bint al-Ibn.
Bint al-Ibn, excellent. Ahmed's on fire. So, Bint al-Ibn is number 3 or number 4 in the list?
Number three.
Number 3. طيب.
No siblings, so no sisters and
So
no
about
brothers.
3, so the third has how many conditions?
Three.
3, excellent.
So no sisters, no brothers, and no parents.
Sure.
Like no granddaughters' parents.
فرع الوارث أكثر منها. جميل.
Yeah.
فرع الوارث أعلى منها.
No.
There can't be anyone in the stage or the level that is above her. Excellent. That's 3 out of the way. Number 4.
Number 4 is the full sister.
Full sister.
And
How many conditions? Number 4 has how many conditions?
4.
4. First has 1 condition. Second has 2 conditions. The third in the list is 3. Fourth, Ukht al-Shaqiq, the full sister, she has?
4. No.
There are 4 conditions. What are the 4 conditions?
So no sisters, no brothers, no granddaughter's parents, and no father.
Why did you say granddaughters? Why don't you just say no children?
No children, no.
Far' al-warith.
No.
طيب. And then who else?
And
what else?
No father.
No father, no?
Asl warith.
Asl al-warith min al-dhukur.
No.
There can't be what? From the parent tabaqa. We call it a tabaqa, right? Tabaqa is like a level. So there isn't a father in the equation. Right? It could also be a grandfather. This is something that we'll discuss inshallah ta'ala at a later stage. So the first condition is that this full sister doesn't have any brothers and sisters. There are 2 conditions. Also, there are no children of the deceased. I passed away, I don't leave behind any children. Right? Are you with me? There are no children in the equation. The 4th condition is?
The half sister from the father.
No, the 4th condition of the 4th one.
The 4th
is that there is no father. Remember the principle I gave you all.
No.
As long as the father is alive, he kicks out the brothers and the sisters from the equation. 5th one.
The 5th one is the half sister from the father's side.
Half sister from the father's side, al-ukht li-ab, she takes a half, providing
that there's no sister.
I'm just going in order. So she's number 5. How many conditions?
There's 5 conditions.
5 conditions. Hey, what was the first one? Always think about it like that. If you memorize the order, then you know automatically, depending on which number they come, how many conditions there are. Number 1, 1 condition. Number 2, 2 conditions. Number 3, 3 conditions. Number 4, 4 conditions. Number 5, 5 conditions.
No.
So what's the first condition?
The deceased has no sisters.
No sisters.
No brothers.
No brothers. Yani al-ukht li-ab. We have a sister from the father's side. The sister from the father's side, she will have also what? Full sisters and full brothers. I'll give you guys an example inshallah ta'ala. وبالمثال يتضح المقال. I pass away. Next time. I pass away. I have half brothers and sisters. How does that happen? How do I end up even having half brothers and half sisters? How? My father goes and marries another woman. So I have a father and a mother. Clear so far? My dad decides to go and marry another woman and has children with this woman. We'll call her Fatima, for example. Mr. Sharif, who's my father, marries another woman. Okay? This woman is called Fatima. What's my mother's name? Her name is Khadija. Okay? These names will come in handy when conceptualizing it in your heads. So Mr. Sharif goes and marries Fatima. Fatima now gives birth. Boys and girls. This girl that she has now given birth to, what is her relationship to me? Half sister, al-ukht li-ab. She's my half sister from my dad's side. Make sense? Oh, the mic. Does that make sense, brothers? So you have my mother, Khadija, that's my mother. Okay? And my father is called Mr. Sharif. Mr. Sharif goes and marries another woman. Her name, we said, we'll call her Fatima. Fatima now gives birth to boys and girls. These girls are my what? Ukht li-ab. They are my sisters from the father's side. This is what we're referring to here. Make sense? طيب. All the boys that she has, what are they to me? Half brothers from father's side. You brothers with me? طيب. Fatima gives birth to a daughter called Aisha. What's Aisha to me? Half sister from mom's side, right? That side, I'm trying to catch you guys out. From the dad's side. Are you guys with me? طيب. Fatima gives birth to Aisha, she gives birth to Abdul Hadi, she gives birth to Bazi, she gives birth to Ali. All of them are my what? Brothers and sisters from that side. Make sense? Pretty clear so far, right? طيب. I mentioned Ali, صح? What is Ali to Aisha? They are full brothers and sisters, صح? Make sense? Does everybody understand these terms now and how it's being applied? Ali, Aisha, Abdul Hadi, and also Bazi. By the way, they're real people. They are all real people. They are all what? Full brothers and sisters, but all of them are my half brothers and sisters from where? That side. Is that clear so far? If my mother Khadija, marries another man after she's divorced, and then has kids, what are they called? What are they to me? Half brothers and sisters from mom's side. Does everybody get that so far? Clear? Does that answer your question? No, earlier you asked me because it was you, sorry. Guys both have big hair. Allahumma barik. Is that clear so far? Alhamdulillah, with the example makes everything clear, right? وبالمثال يتضح المقال. هيا. تفضل أحمد.
So the fifth person is the half sister. From the dad's side.
To make it clear.
Yeah, from the dad's side. No. So she can't have any sisters, the deceased, no brothers, no children, no father or anyone above.
You just jumped. Forgot someone.
Oh.
No far'u al-warith.
No far'u al-warith.
Meaning there are no children of the deceased.
No.
For example, I passed away. Kill me. When does my half sister, Aisha, from my dad's side, my half sister from my dad's side, inherit half? When she has no brothers and sisters as well. Also, I didn't leave behind any kids. Let's just say Taymiyyah passed away. And Muawiyah, they both passed away. Before the time came to distribute my inheritance. Muawiyah and Taymiyyah are mine. We'll go off with that. There's no boys that I have left behind, and there are no daughters that I have left behind. So now Aisha, who is from my half sister from my dad's side, when does she take half? She can't have any brothers that are full to her. She can't have any sisters that are full to her. Make sense? Also, I don't leave behind any children. No sons and no daughters. That's far' al-walad. That is the third condition. What's the fourth?
The fourth was no parents to the deceased.
My father is not alive.
No.
Okay? عدم الأصل الوارث من الذكور. My father is not alive. Does that make sense? What is the last condition?
No full brothers or sisters. The half sister can't have any full brothers or sisters.
Didn't we already mention that? No.
Or no other half sibling.
طيب. Yeah, what was the last condition then? Huh? Already said that. There's one left.
The half sister can't have brothers and sisters, and the last point is the deceased person can't have full brothers and sisters.
Excellent. Does that make sense? I can't have any what? Does that make sense? Just double check that. What did I say?
The half sister can't have no full brothers and no full sisters. no children of the deceased, no father, and you, the person that passed away, can't have full brothers and sisters.
Jameel. Is that clear? Jazakallah khair, Ahmed. Anyone else want to try? Because I'm about to throw a lot of questions at you. Hi, Jama'ah. Who's going to step up? Does that make sense? Everybody get the 5 conditions. Huh? As our brother mentioned, I can't have any full brothers and full sisters. That's the last condition. Can we have someone? Tfaddal. You memorized all the conditions, huh? Allahu Akbar, mashallah. Tabarakallah. Make sure you go in order.
Yeah.
Huh? Don't jump. Tip number 1, from those who are entitled to a half of the inheritance, providing the conditions are met. Yeah.
So the first one is the husband with one condition.
What's the first condition?
There can't be any child of both
Can't be any children in the equation. From his first wife, right?
Yeah, from his first wife. From his first wife, sorry, yeah.
What about
No, from no children from any wives.
what about her first husband and second husband and third husband and fourth? And
Yeah, also no children.
there can't be any children that this wife has left behind. Okay? Only then he takes half. If there's a child in the equation, the dynamics change. Okay, you guys with me? Let's just say I have a woman, I have a wife, her passes away. She can't have any kids. Not from me or her previous husband or the one before that or the one before all of that. Does that make sense? There can't be any children in the equation from the wife herself. This is extremely important, brothers. Wallahi, if we don't make this dars solid, everything that comes after will be extremely difficult. Because these conditions, you have to be doing istihdar of it. You have to have it on the back of your mind. Make sense? Hey, tfaddal.
The second one is the daughter with 2 conditions.
Why is there 2 conditions?
No brother, no sister.
But why didn't we say 2 conditions? If it's going with it.
Oh, because that's number 2.
Number
so
one
has
condition, number 2, 2 conditions. Hey.
Yeah. And then number 3 is the granddaughter, which is the son's daughter with 3 conditions. That's no brother, no sister, and also her parents, the granddaughter's parents can't be alive.
Good. Granddaughters from the
So
son
nothing above.
Nothing above. Excellent. الفرع الوارث عدم الفرع الوارث. هي.
And the 4th one is a full sister with 4 conditions. That's no brother, no sister, no father of the dead.
You forgot one.
Oh, no siblings, no children of the dead.
Excellent.
And the 5th one is the half sister with 5 conditions. She can't have no full brother, no full sister. No child of the dead, no siblings of the dead, and no father of the dead either.
Yeah, even though you went.
Yes, a bit.
Yeah. But don't worry, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
What do you mean by nobody above for the granddaughter?
Okay, for example, I have children. I'll tell you who they are. Taymiyyah is a girl. Muawiyah is a boy. Muawiyah is a boy, right? Is a girl. It's a boy. He gives birth to a girl. In order for that granddaughter now through Muawiyah to inherit, both Muawiyah and Taymiyyah have to have passed away. Because they are above the granddaughter, does that make sense? Because they are above the granddaughter. They would have to all depart from this world before she, the daughter of Muawiyah, takes half, providing also all the other conditions are met. Make sense?
So who died in that situation?
So let's just say, for example, I died. I leave behind Taymiyyah and Muawiyah. Okay? Muawiyah also has a daughter called, somebody give me a name, Asiya. I die, Muawiyah, Taymiyyah. They're both my children. Make sense? Muawiyah has a daughter called Asiya. Does Asiya inherit brothers and sisters? In this scenario that I just gave you guys, I told you all that both Muawiyah and Taymiyyah are alive. Does Asiya take anything? No, she doesn't. طيب. قدر الله ما شاء فعل. Before I die, Taymiyyah and Muawiyah depart from this world. لا قدر الله, they die in a car crash. So who's left now? Who am I looking after? Who's my granddaughter? Asiya. Does Asiya inherit if I pass away now? Providing that certain conditions are met. What are the conditions? Asiya doesn't have any brothers and sisters. There's already 2 conditions out of the window. Third condition is her parents are not alive. That's what we mean by when we say above. Does that make sense? That's what we mean by when we say above. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Right. Oh yeah, sorry. Excellent. Jazakallah khair. Nabil, do you want to come up here? Huh? Right. Did everybody get Ashab al-Nisf now, yeah? Brothers, if you haven't memorized it, make sure you go through it, it's like water at the end of the next, or before the next lesson. Yeah? Let's now take Ashab al-Rubu'. What does Ashab al-Rubu' mean? Those who are entitled to a quota, providing, that the conditions are met. The wife is min ashab al-rubu'. The husband likewise is from amongst those who inherit a quota. But didn't we just say that he takes a half? Huh? Only when the conditions are met. However, if that first condition is not met, what was the first condition? In order for him to inherit half? When there are no children in the equation. What if there are children in the equation? Then he takes half. He takes a quota. Does that make sense? We mentioned that the husband takes half, right? When does he take half? If there are no children in the equation. If there are children in the equation, how much does he take? Quota. We give that to him straight away. There's no other conditions that we need to look for. As soon as you see that slip that has been sent to you on WhatsApp, all those who are alive are kada wa kada wa kada wa kada. You just need to look for one condition before you give the husband his amount. Does that make sense? The only one that stops him from getting more is the children of the wife that has passed away and departed from this world. Does that make sense, brothers? طيب. What's the evidence for this? ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية. Is that clear? Third page of Surah An-Nisa, the first ayah. واضح? That's where you can refer back to. طيب, the wife. When does she take a quota? When there are no children in the equation. No children that the husband leaves behind.
If the husband has multiple wives, does it affect how much the wives get as well?
They will have a quota allocated to them, or however else much, and they have to share it amongst themselves. Okay? It won't be a quota and then another quota and then another quota. If you have 4, khalas, they've taken all of it. And there's nothing left. واضح? Remember when I gave you guys the method how the co-wife is irritating the first wife, al-Iyal, in the lifetime, and likewise after her, beloved has departed from this world. She's always in her face. So have mercy on your first wife, brothers, and don't get married. You guys with me? It's good advice, sah? طيب, wife takes how much? Takes a quota, providing that the first condition or the only condition is met. Is that clear so far? You guys with me? طيب. Then what if there are children in the equation? Huh? MashaAllah, you're on point today. Allahumma barik. Where'd you get that from? طيب, جميل. When you take an eighth, if there are children in the equation. وَلَهُنَّ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَكُمْ وَلَدٍ. Oh husband, you have no children, your wife takes how much? A quota. Allah says that clearly in the Quran. فَإِن كَانَ لَكُمْ وَلَدٌ فَلَهُنَّ الثُّمُنُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ. Are you brothers and sisters with me? You have children, O husband, who departs from this world, she will take what? An eighth. Let's go back to Abu Taymiyyah's situation. He has a daughter called Taymiyyah, Jamil. The wife or the wives. How much would they get? Why? Quota? Take an eighth, brothers. The fact that there's a child in the equation, khalas, it's been reduced by half. Does that make sense? Put your hand up if you're married. Jabir, do you have any kids? رزقك الله نباتا حسنا. طيب, anyone with a wife and also kids? Are there? You have a wife or wives? Sheikh, you have one wife? One, and you have kids, right? Automatically, the wife will take an eighth because there are children in the equation. Does that make sense, brothers? Is that clear so far? طيب, let's take some real life examples now, yeah? That are pretty common. That's it. That's it. Woman dies. A woman dies and she leaves behind a husband and also son. طيب. How much do you give the husband? Quarter? Why? Because there is a child in the equation. Husband takes quarter. How much does son get? The son falls under which category, brothers and sisters? Do you guys remember when I talked about my favorite word? Residuary beneficiary. Allahu Akbar. And we talked about those who have a set amount like the daughter. She's been given half. When we say residuary beneficiary, he is the one who takes the remaining after everyone has been given their share. Does that make sense? So how much should we give the son? Huh? The rest. Okay, we'll put an R next to his name, which stands for the rest. طيب. What is the base number? 4. Excellent. Remember, brothers, right? If there's only one fraction, we take the denominator, right? And we put it at the top. So how much do we give the husband out of the 4? 1. How much do you give the son? 3. طيب, if you have 10,000, what do you do? 10,000 pounds that the deceased has left behind. You divide it by 4. طيب, and then you multiply it by 1 to give husband his share. طيب, what else do you do now in order to give the son his share? You do what? $10,000, 10K divided by the all important base number, brothers. And then you multiply it by, you multiply it by that and by that, and you will get your overall amount. Pretty clear, right? طيب. That's the first example for today. The scholars of inheritance, they say, when teaching inheritance, you have to take them by the hand. A bit like when somebody is learning how to swim. Are you going to say to him, Tfaddal? You're not, right? You're going to take him by the hand. Likewise, when somebody learns how to drive. Hey, Tfaddal, take the car. Huh? So what you're going to do, like fara'id is very similar to that. Fara'id is very, very similar to that. Does that make sense? Inshallah, brothers, remind me, whoever didn't come last week, to send you the link of last week's class. Ashabul Nisf, when we started speaking about Ashabul Nisf, those who are entitled to half. It's available, but it just still hasn't been released. All the videos from till last week, they're all ready. It just hasn't been released. Okay? There's a system, there's a process when it comes to releasing videos, but I'm still waiting. That's the first example, brothers, yeah? Everybody got that so far? That's a pretty straightforward one. Let's take another example. طيب. Man dies. Man dies, halaka halikun an, and leaves behind Man dies and leaves behind 3 sons and 2 daughters. How do we calculate the base number? Everyone looks confused. Huh? But trust me, brothers, this is one of the most easiest equations. 3 sons, 2 daughters. I'll give you guys a clue. Allah says in the Quran, لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. Right? A ratio of 2 to 1 when it comes to the children. When there is males and females. It's only males and females, huh? وَمِن كُلِّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقْنَا زَوْجَيْنِ. Hold on. 6. Why 6?
Because that's the lowest common.
تفضل جابر. But isn't that with the condition of there being no brothers in the equation? Huh? Remember, sons, they don't have a fraction allocated to them. Agreed? The sons don't have a fraction allocated to them. They are residuary beneficiaries. Does that make sense? Very simple, brothers. All you need to do is multiply it by 2. If it boils down to there just being what? Children in the equation. After everyone has been given their amount. Then you have sons and daughters. Does that make sense? Okay, when splitting between sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, it will always be a ratio of 2 to 1. So now the base number is out of how much? Now you just add it up. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2. 8. Very easy, brothers. Easy, right? Huh? How many do you give the sons? 6. How many do you give the daughters? 2. Remember, it has to be out of 8. Clear so far?
How's that 2 to 1?
Huh?
How's that 2 to 1 ratio?
It is. 3, 2, 2, 2, and then the 2 daughters, 1, 1. So if you just had 1 son and 1 daughter, what would the base number be? 3. That's 2 to 1. But now you have what? 3 of them. You with me? Or did I make a mistake? Huh? Unless you have some mathematical rules, huh? Maybe, Allahu A'lam. طيب. I'll give you guys another example. Man dies, leaves behind 10 sons and 14 daughters. Base number is out of what, brothers? Base number is out of what? 34. 34, brothers. Remember? Multiplied by 2. Pretty clear, right? Multiplied by 2. So what do you get? 34. How much do you give the sons? How much you give them? 20. And how much you give the daughters? 14. So if you have 10,000 pounds that the man who passed away left behind, what do you do? What do you divide the 10,000 by? 34, base number. The all important base number. Does that make sense so far? And say the same when you have brothers and sisters in the equation. It could be that somebody passes away and doesn't leave behind any children, but he has brothers and sisters. He will do the exact same thing. لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. Everyone should memorize that part of the verse. لِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ. It is a ratio of 2 to 1. Does that make sense? طيب. The man leaves behind $360 sons and 400 daughters. How do we calculate the base number? Huh? Huh? Allahu Akbar. 360 times 2 is 720. Plus 400? 1,120. Did you use a calculator, Daniel? Huh? 1,120. Pretty straightforward, right? And then you make the calculations. واضح? Spice it up a little bit. Leaves behind wife, daughter, father. طيب, brothers, this is based off of what we learnt. Go on, Daniel. Just tell me, how much does the wife get? An eighth. Excellent. Daughter? Half? Why half? What are the conditions? Is she? She's alone. Remember, there are how many conditions? 2 conditions. What are the 2 conditions? There are no brothers and no sisters. That's how we always should be. You should ask yourself, okay, when you're given an equation, wife, and then there's a daughter. The daughter takes half, providing that 2 conditions are met. They are no brothers and no sisters. So how much do we give her? And likewise the wife, we give her an eighth. Why? There's a child in the equation. Yeah? طيب, the father takes how much? ولأبويه لكل واحد منهما السدس مما ترك إن كان له ولد فإن لم يكن له ولد وورث أبواه فلأمه الثلث أو فلأمه الثلث. You can recite in both ways. The father, brothers and sisters, he is normally entitled to his set amount, which is a sixth in this case. But also, if there is anything left, the father will take the remainder. So let's just put R. طيب, base number is made out of? Remember the two groups. What were the two groups? Quickly, someone give it to me. Half. Cut the half into half. A quarter and cut the quarter into half. 8, 3 fractions. Half, quarter. We said that this is the Majmu'atul Ula. This is the first group. What was the second group? Somebody give it to me the way our sister taught us. Who sits in the sister section? Excellent. 2/3, 1/3. What's half of 2/3? A third. What's half of a third? A sixth. Easy way to remember it. Make sense? طيب. What did we mention? That the principle is, if we have fractions from the same group, what do? We take the biggest denominator. Remember, these principles come in extremely, extremely handy, brothers. So now, أصل المسألة من كم? What is the base number? Excellent. You guys are doing amazing, wallah. 8. How many does the wife get? Taymiyyah? 4. Mr. Sharif? May Allah Azza wa Jalla give him a long life upon obedience. Clear so far? Your brothers and sisters with me? طيب. By the way, brothers, the brother of the deceased, is he part of the first category or the second category? When we talk about the categories, those who have a specific amount allocated to them, those who have a fraction, and then the residuary beneficiary. Remember, we took this, brothers, go back to your notes. Residuary beneficiary, right? All you need to do in order to know who has a fraction, look at the Quran. Okay? And also go with what I gave you guys. I gave you guys what? Set fractions. Inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to write it up and send it to you guys as well. Does that make sense? I think we should make a WhatsApp group. Or is everyone in the Telegram group? Everyone? The lessons. Yeah? If you want, please just go inside. Join. Okay? So every lesson that we've taken, they are what? Connected to one another. This is why I'm taking it very, very slowly. If you don't revise and you don't solidify that which you've taken, you might start becoming confused. Does that make sense?
So in terms of the father,
Yeah.
is he not entitled to a sixth? Or why
He is entitled to a sixth plus the rest, which is basically the remainder. When you think about it. If I put here, right, the amount, I didn't want to mention sixth now because we're coming on to who are Ashab al-Sudus. Those who are entitled to a sixth. But generally speaking, we would write it like this, look. Sixth plus the remainder.
Ustad, but if we use a sixth, it will change the base.
But eventually you end up getting the same answer. You want to try it? Now let's try it. طيب. Now you have a sixth with, what's the base number? 24. Okay. Base number is 24, right? Earlier we mentioned, just somebody hold on to this number. 10,000 divided by 8. 10k, huh? 10,000 divided by 8. The amount that you get. طيب, what does the base number become? Is he right? Why? Huh? And also because 8th now has come with 6th, yeah? 24. طيب, give the wife her share. How much is that? 3. Taymiyyah? Sorry, 3. 12. Give him his 6th. What's 6th? 6th of 24. 4, right? Let's just put it here. Let's just write next to one another. Plus R. How much do we get? What's the 6th? 4, right? طيب, how much is that altogether? 12 plus 4. 16 plus 3. 19, how much left? 5. Plus 5. That's 24 altogether. طيب. Now someone take out a calculator. Daniel, quickly take out a calculator. 10,000 divided by 24. What do you get when you divide 10,000 by 8? 1,000? So when you divide 10,000 by 24? 416, excellent. طيب, then you said 1,200. What's 10,000 divided by 8? 1,250. Multiply that by 1. 1,200. Remember, it was 1 here earlier, right? You guys remember? It was 1, sah? If we go off with the base number that had 8, we said 1, how much? 4, and then what? 3, sah? طيب, 10,000 divided by 8 is 1,250. Multiply by 1, 1,250. 10,000 divided by 24. Multiplied by 3. 1,250. صحيح?
460.666.
Times by 3. طيب. 10,000. Got me a little bit. Huh? And you're using the calculator as well. Huh? 10,000 divided by 8 multiplied by 4. 5,000. Huh? 5,000. Okay. 10,000 divided by 24 times 12. 5,000. I told you guys, right? Make sense? Don't worry about it now. Okay, open the door of fitna. Huh? طيب. خلاص, we'll stop there inshallah ta'ala, brothers and sisters. Take a 5-minute. Did everybody get it so far? Any questions? It's nice, right? It's intriguing, interesting. Huh? Those who only came today, don't worry about it. This has been a series of classes where one class or the first class is built with the next, and then so on and so forth. We end up building a whole building, like the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower wasn't built in 24 hours, brothers. It took some time, right? You laid the bricks, and then the next, and then the next, and then it turned into Eiffel Tower. This is exactly what we've been doing over the last, how many weeks? This is lesson number 7, right? Wallahi, brothers, you guys have done amazing. Honestly, if you've understood up until this point, amazing. And you may find certain things a little bit difficult, but just go through what we went through last week, Ashab al-Nisf. And today we took Ashab al-Rubu', those who are entitled to a quarter, and they are 2. Who are they? The wife, likewise the husband. The wife takes a quarter providing that there is no children that the husband has left behind, and the husband takes a quarter, right, providing that she left behind children, otherwise it takes a half. She will take an eighth if there are kids in the equation. If you memorize the first ayah on the third page, just look up the translation, break it down a little bit, focus on it, it'll start becoming clear. Everything that we took today as those who are entitled to a quota.